3. Core competencies of global leaders. Global leadership is distinguished by its reliance on a unique set of competencies that allow individuals to operate effectively in international and multicultural contexts. These competencies go beyond traditional leadership skills by emphasizing adaptability, inclusivity, and systems awareness. 3.1. Intercultural competence. This competency refers to the ability to work and collaborate effectively across cultural boundaries. A global leader must be able to interpret diverse cultural norms, values, and communication styles while fostering mutual respect. For instance, a leader managing a project with colleagues from East Asia, Europe, and Africa must balance different approaches to hierarchy, decision-making, and communication. Intercultural competence ensures smoother collaboration and minimizes misunderstandings that could undermine performance. 3.2. Systems thinking. Global challenges rarely exist in isolation. They are interconnected across political, economic, social, and environmental domains. Systems thinking equips leaders with the ability to recognize patterns of interdependence and anticipate ripple effects. For example, a change in global supply chains due to geopolitical conflict or climate disruption has far-reaching implications for trade, labor, and technology. Leaders with systems thinking can design strategies that are holistic and sustainable. 3.3. Global mindset. A global mindset combines openness to cultural diversity with awareness of global trends, such as digital transformation, demographic shifts, and sustainability imperatives. Leaders who cultivate this mindset view diversity as an asset rather than a barrier. They remain alert to opportunities arising from cross-border collaboration and are capable of aligning local practices with global objectives. 3.4. Collaboration. Modern leadership requires skill in building and inspiring teams that are geographically dispersed and culturally diverse. Collaboration in a global context entails leveraging digital tools, fostering psychological safety, and ensuring inclusivity in decision-making. Leaders who prioritize collaboration unlock innovation by integrating perspectives across borders. 3.5. Visionary leadership. Finally, global leaders must serve as visionaries who guide organizations toward long-term innovation and sustainability. This involves not only anticipating future trends, but also aligning organizational missions with ethical frameworks, such as ESG principles and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Visionary leadership inspires trust, mobilizes stakeholders, and ensures relevance in a rapidly changing global environment. Provide a foundation for effective global leadership. They enable leaders to embrace complexity, respect diversity, and advance organizational goals while contributing to the broader global good. 4. Challenges of global leadership. While global leadership is essential, it faces multiple challenges. 4. Challenges of global leadership. While global leadership is increasingly recognized as essential in today's interconnected world, it is also fraught with complex challenges that demand continuous learning, strategic foresight, and resilience. 4.1. Managing virtual and cross-cultural teams. The rise of globalization and digital transformation has made geographically dispersed teams the new norm. Global leaders are expected to manage employees located in different countries, operating across multiple time zones, and embedded in varying cultural contexts. While virtual collaboration platforms such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or Slack have enabled communication, they cannot fully eliminate cultural misunderstandings or the absence of face-to-face interaction. For instance, communication styles differ significantly between high-context cultures e.g., Japan, Korea, or Arab states, where indirect communication and nonverbal cues play a vital role, and low-context cultures e.g., Germany, the U.S., or Scandinavia, where direct and explicit communication is valued. A leader who fails to navigate these differences may inadvertently create conflict or disengagement. Additionally, issues such as unequal access to technology, language barriers, and time zone fatigue can erode trust and team cohesion. Thus, Leaders must foster psychological safety, ensure equitable participation, and build inclusive environments where all voices are heard. This involves not only mastering digital communication tools, but also developing high levels of cultural intelligence, CQ, and emotional intelligence, EQ. 4.2 Navigating Geopolitical Uncertainty. The geopolitical landscape has grown increasingly unstable, characterized by conflicts, sanctions, trade wars, and shifting alliances. For global leaders, these dynamics create significant risks. A supply chain strategy dependent on one region may suddenly collapse due to war or political unrest. Similarly, organizations may face reputational risks if their operations are tied to regimes accused of human rights violations. Examples abound in recent years. The Russia-Ukraine war has disrupted global energy markets and food supply chains, forcing leaders in industries, from logistics to agriculture, to rapidly redesign strategies. China tensions over trade, technology, and Taiwan have similarly reshaped global economic relations, compelling multinational corporations to reconsider investment locations and partnerships. Global leaders must strike a delicate balance, protecting organizational interests while adapting to political realities and complying with sanctions or diplomatic shifts. This requires agility in decision-making, deep geopolitical awareness, and the ability to build coalitions with multiple stakeholders. Leaders also need contingency planning skills, ensuring their organizations can pivot quickly in the face of sudden disruptions. 4.3 Complying with diverse regulatory environments. One of the most formidable challenges for global leaders is navigating the regulatory fragmentation that characterizes the global economy. Each country has its own set of laws and standards, which may differ or even contradict one another. Leaders must ensure compliance with diverse regulations covering areas such as international trade, labor rights, taxation, anti-corruption, data privacy, and environmental protection. For example, the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, imposes strict requirements on data handling that differ from EU regulations or emerging frameworks in Asia. Similarly, environmental standards vary widely. While the EU emphasizes carbon reduction and circular economy practices, some developing economies prioritize industrial growth over environmental regulation. Leaders must navigate these discrepancies without alienating local partners or violating global standards. Moreover, regulatory environments are not static. They evolve rapidly in response to political change, social pressure, or technological innovation. Leaders must establish compliance mechanisms that are flexible and proactive, incorporating legal expertise, ethical guidelines, and transparent governance structures. Failure to do so can result in severe financial penalties, reputational damage, and loss of stakeholder trust. 4.4 Balancing global strategy with local needs. Perhaps the most nuanced challenge of global leadership lies in striking the right balance between global integration and local responsiveness. On the one hand, organizations benefit from standardized strategies, which create efficiency, reduce costs, and strengthen global identity. On the other hand, ignoring local cultural, economic, and social realities can alienate stakeholders and lead to failure. Consider the case of global fast food chains. While their global strategies emphasize standardized branding and operational efficiency, their local adaptations, such as offering vegetarian menus in India or rice-based dishes in East Asia, illustrate the necessity of cultural responsiveness. Leaders must design strategies that allow for such localization, without fragmenting the overall brand or mission. The risk of imbalance is twofold. Excessive centralization may suppress local innovation, reduce employee morale, and create resistance among local partners. Excessive localization may dilute global identity, cause inefficiencies, and undermine economies of scale. Effective global leaders therefore adopt a global approach, one that integrates global vision with sensitivity to local needs. This balancing act is not merely operational, but deeply ethical. It requires listening to local voices, respecting cultural diversity, and adapting policies to promote inclusivity and sustainability. Leaders who succeed in this regard foster trust and legitimacy, ensuring both global competitiveness and local relevance. 4.5 Integrative reflection. Taken together, these challenges underscore the complexity and multidimensional nature of global leadership. Leaders are not only strategists and decision-makers, but also bridge builders, negotiators, and ethical stewards. To address these challenges, they must cultivate cultural intelligence, systems, thinking, adaptability, and strong communication skills. They must also embrace humility, recognizing that no single leader or organization can master global challenges alone. Instead, effective leadership emerges through collaboration, shared responsibility, and ethical commitment.